everyone, my name is Kaikun6 and I'm here to do another episode of Playlist Stories. So, before I jump into this episode, I just want to say that I was supposed to do a review for this item, and let me go talk about this. So, as of last week, as I'm recording this video, which is, I think it's still August 20th, which is like Fred Durst's birthday, and how ironic, I'm going to be making an episode with this title that, as you can see in the video, about this. Is so really weird. But anyway, so I want to say happy birthday to Fred Durst. Hopefully you enjoy your 56th birthday, and we love you, basically. But yeah, as an update, I ran out of this last week, and it's by the Forever Cherry Blossom concentrated bathroom spray from Bath and Body Works. I don't remember when was the last update I did of the previous one, but I remember how I told you guys that that as soon as I ran out of the other one, I was gonna start using this, and I used this already in my bathroom, and it's been smelling very nicely, and I love this scent. And so just last week I ran out of this. I think it was like around Wednesday or Thursday of last week, and right now I think it's Thursday of me recording this video. So yeah, so I just want to let you guys know that this has lasted longer than the bathroom sprays that I usually use for from Walmart, like their brand, Great Value. So I felt like if you have the spare money to buy these at Bath and Body Works, go for it, because so far they've been lasting a lot longer. I think like one bathroom spray lasts me like 2 weeks, and it's only because sometimes that bathroom really stinks, and it's an older house, and no matter how many times I clean that bathroom, it still stinks. So I've done all methods of cleaning in that bathroom, and just it only helps if I just spray a little bit in there and just smell really good temporarily. But that has been lasting, that scent has been lasting a lot longer than I thought. So I'm like, it's amazing. So yeah. So other than that, I also want to say that I have I went to H-E-B and Costco also not that long ago, and we found some new items to try, especially when it comes to drinks. And so I don't know exactly where they came from or how long ago I've ingested them, but I don't have the cans for them no more, because all I remember was drinking it and then just throwing it away immediately in the trash. So three items that we had got to try, at least me and my husband. So one of them, which is Alanis' Witch Brew, I like that one. My husband did not like it at all. I was like, that's really weird, because I really like a lot of fruity type of drinks, and he says it didn't hit right for him. I'm like, okay, so that's just something for me. And then another one was Peaches and Honey by Bum, and that's supposedly by Ella Langley, which I felt like I really like it. That was so good. And my husband said that he was if I ever wanted a peach drink with a little zing to it, that was gonna be good, because it did have a zing to it. I don't know if it's the honey or something else, but it was really good. And then the third one was I think it was a bloom drink. Yeah, it was a bloom drink. Well, technically 4, because I remember we had the I think it was the peach and mango one, I think. I think it was a newer flavor. That one was actually pretty good. And then the other one was the pear scare, I want to say, just a Halloween flavor. And that one was pretty good too. My husband was kind of meh on the flavors on this one. So I was like, okay, well, I liked all 4 of them. So hopefully I'll be able to get more of those drinks and stuff like that. But I'm always looking forward to trying out new drinks, whether they're energy drinks or not. It don't matter, because in the end, I drink a lot of water, and I'm hoping to drink a little bit more, because this is getting ridiculous. Texas heat is ridiculous, and like I said in a previous episode, where I don't hunger as much during the heat. All I want to do is just drink and drink and drink, and I drink too much water. So yeah. And then a final thing on my thoughts before we get into this episode, I have tried out this machine, which is this facing wax kit that I have gotten, and I showed this off in a previous Amazon and shopping video, and I want to say 10 out of 10. It really, really did wax my face. I wish I can just show you guys an up-close thing, but it's just that since I waxed my face, and that was last week, also around the time where I ran out of that bathroom spray, I also, like, I left some areas that was kind of like patchy in this area and a little bit right here. And the only reason why was because I wanted to test out like how good this wax was gonna do to my face. And since then, I shaved twice. Like, today was the second time since I waxed my face that I shaved, and it left like really smooth results, especially in this area. Because I don't know if I said it in a previous video or not, but like, which this is gonna be the first time actually seeing this or whatnot. But if you haven't been paying attention to my Facebook posts, maybe that's why. I felt like I wanted to try out waxing my face because I'm getting tired of shaving my face. I used to shave twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, depending on how bad it gets. I cut out a lot of stuff in my diet, and I think that triggers my hirsutism, because I have hirsutism. And so I felt like I got tired of shaving my face, and it started leaving like really nasty razor burns. So I just said, you know what, I am going to start waxing my face and see. And of course, that was a very painful experience, but 10 out of 10. This actually helped. And my skin is like really smooth around this area of my face. I didn't have basically the tolerance to do the rest of my face, because I wanted to try out like around my eyebrow area, like around here, especially in this area, because I get a lot of long hairs here. I wanted to try out my cheeks because I do have some peach fuzz right here, so I just wanted to try it out, how it goes. And then also my mustache, because I really wanted to see how good that would be. But when I tried it out on this area, like there's still some patches here and there, of course, but like when I tried it out, oh my god, it left my skin so smooth. It was very painful. I almost cried a few times, but I was just so happy with the results. And I even told my husband, like, look, I don't have to shave, at least not again. And so, but I wanted to try it out, so I left like some, like, because I did some pre-recorded videos, so like basically I was letting at least this part of my face grow, and it was like 2 to 3 weeks worth of like long hair that was growing right here. And I thought, what better way to do that when I have to grow out this facial hair? And so when I ended up using it, marvelous. I enjoyed it. But yeah, anyway, that's basically much it. So now I'm going to go on this episode. So as you can see, the title, it is Let It Go by Limp Bizkit. So this particular song was very recent to me. I started I think I talked about it in a previous episode called Poison Ivy, and maybe another episode before and all that stuff. But ever since this Facebook group that I've been following, I think it's called Limp Bizkit Underground, they've been like fans, like basically it's a fan page of that group since like 2002, 2003, I am not sure. But they've been following them, and then they started like uploading like 4 or 5 years ago now about like songs that have been lost in time, and they found it like through MySpace or some other social media stuff, or like even like older media stuff like that. And so they've been uploading these songs, and I felt like, oh, I've never heard of these songs before. And then there was a reason why, because they never made the cut for albums. But I have seen that people would love to see albums from these lost songs, and I agree with that, because some of these songs were actually like really good. One of the songs that I listen to often, I feel like I listen to often because like it's just so good. Fred's vocals is so good. And but once again, I say happy birthday to him. And it's When It Rains. That song is so good. I don't know how many times I posted up on Facebook about that song. It's just Fred's vocals. It's just so good on there. But yeah, and so is this song too, Let It Go. And the funny part is that when I was listening to the song, not really a memory was attached to this, because I felt like it's so recent, it hasn't like given it enough time to like marinate when it comes to a certain memory that would be attached to the song. But after having 2 conversations with a couple of friends of mine, especially Ace, I decided I was going to do this episode, and hopefully I don't dox this person, or if they find out about through there, oh well. It's not, I'm not here to, basically sugarcoat any feelings and stuff like that. So all I can say is that, yeah. Just buckle in. This is going to be a very long episode. Get something to drink, get something to eat, because it will be a long episode. I'm not sure how long, but I'm going to go through this as quickly as I can, because it was a lot of notes. I think it was like almost 2 pages worth of notes. And it's about this person that I have mentioned before in previous episodes of this series, and I wanted to like go back to see what it was, and it was The Only One, and that one is by female. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4 by Feist. In that episode when I mentioned asshole, which was my my ex at the time. And then the other one was, where's the other one? Let Me Down, and it was by my ex before my husband, Pavel. So, and then of course also Ain't No Other Man by Christina Aguilera, because that was a song about my husband. So yeah, so it's gonna be like, I mentioned this person previously in those 4 episodes of them, and if you have not seen those episodes, go ahead and log off or like click off of this video and then go watch those episodes, so that way you can be caught up with the series. But like the ones that have been caught up so far with this series, hello, I hope hopefully this one will be doing it justice, because it has been months since I've done an episode, and I feel so bad for not making an episode in so long. I think it's already been a year maybe. And but yeah, life has been busy, and plus I thought that maybe I should concentrate on other content of me making some stuff, and then it turned out, yeah, I should actually do an episode, because what are the coincidences that having a conversation with 2 friends talking about this individual, even though we have not associated with this individual for years. I only have her as a friend on Facebook, which I will explain in due time. But yeah. So this person I'm going to be talking about is, I have her legal name on here, but I'm not going to show you guys that, but I am going to give her nickname, which is Kay. I met her through Bubba, and that was true. I met her and another friend named Ellie through Bubba, because apparently she had classes with these 2, and then my sister for some reason did not like one of them, which was, I think it was Kay. My sister barely tolerated Ellie. But other than that, it's just my sister just wanted to make her own friends, and then she thought that, well, I could just pawn it off to my sister, because she's a little bit more sociable than I am, and plus I feel like she can tolerate them more, which that was really true. But I mean, I liked Ellie more than Kay anyway, but I did like Kay a lot when it came to like, you know, hanging out with her and stuff like that. But a lot of stuff just happened, and that's why I'm no longer friends with her. Well, it's just Facebook friends. Like, I wish her you know, her yearly birthday. Like, I write down like a birthday post to her every year, and this year was the first time in years she actually responded, which I was like, I'm not mad at that, but I was just like, why am I even still friends with her on Facebook if I'm not talking to her? I remember I used to do like yearly friend purges on New Year's Day and just get rid of people that I don't talk to no more, and I think I want to start doing that, but I'm not sure. But anyway, but yeah, I met her through Bubba. She was really cool to hang out with. She and I spent choir together a lot, along with the other girls, and it led to a wonderful friendship for a short amount of time, and that was really true. So I met her, I think my around like my 3rd year, maybe around my 2nd or 3rd year of choir, because I did all 4 years of choir in my high school year, and I enjoyed it a lot. I made so many great friends along the way, which only a few of them, sadly, I only have on Facebook, but I don't talk to anymore, and that's fine, because they're now parents, they're busy, they got jobs, they just have a lot of shit going on. That's all. And it's like, if I reach out to them, I'm not even sure if they will respond, to be honest, because of how busy they are. Maybe they'll be like, oh my god, like, whatever, but still, I'm like, I rarely reach out to people, so I'm very sorry about that. It's just like, I got a lot of shit going on here in Texas that requires my attention mainly, and I even forget that to socialize. But anybody that does reach out to me, even when I don't, thank you for that, and I'm saying that with the bottom of my heart, because like, I don't know what happened, because I felt like the first couple of years of me moving here to Texas since 2018, it was really good, and then around COVID time, I just felt like I didn't want to reach out to nobody, and it's not like, because at first it was like that anxiety thing where it's like, what if I reach out to somebody, like maybe they might not respond, maybe they don't like me, this and that. It's not the case anymore. It's more like, I'm just gonna assume that you're busy and you're not gonna have time to talk to me. So which in reality it is true, and then it is not true. It just depends on what time it is out here in Texas, because a lot of the majority of my friends are in California, and their time zone is different, of course, than me in Texas. It's like a 2-hour difference. So yeah, anyway, to continue on, but yeah, I met Kay through my sister, and she was really cool to hang out with. Yup. And then I spent a choir a lot with her along with the other girls, and yeah, so it developed really good friendships with her, especially with her. She told me of her crush on Braces, which was the nickname I gave another guy that I mentioned before on a video. I didn't say his real name, but all I know is that he kind of shares the same first name as Asshole. And he has been getting close, she has been getting close with him for a few years. So what I remembered about this is that I first met Braces through Kay, and I could see why she had a crush on him. I really saw that, because I was like, okay, well, he's like a very nice boy, this and that, whatever. But it just led to like me being like, you know, whatever on the subject, because I didn't even know if he was gonna actually like go out with her or, you know, whatever. And to my surprise, they did. They went out, and I'll just talk about that in a second. But yeah, so I just remembered, like, I don't know if other friends remember this or not, but I remember, because it was from her words, that she said that she had a crush on him since middle school, and she's been trying to go out with him since, but she's never ever had the courage to. And I was just like, oh, my poor heart, because I am a romantic at heart. Like, I am a hopeless romantic at heart. And so when I saw that Kay was struggling to basically kind of like keep her composure around him and stuff like that, I'm just like, that is so cute. I hope that, you know, maybe they will go out eventually, this and that. But she was just so scared of being rejected. And then at one point, from what I wrote down, and I was like, yeah, she got rejected a few times by him and tried to bounce back by trying to date other guys. Yeah, so, and I will talk about those other guys, which I have already mentioned in the episodes too. So the first one being female. So I have mentioned it in those episodes too about Kay and this and that. So now I feel like I could like elaborate more on this. So when I first started talking with Kay, you know, she was just like, oh, I really like this boy. And then she finally got the courage to ask him out. He said no, and she was just like, okay, well, I'm going to try to bounce back. But for now, I'm going to be very flirty. I'm going to concentrate on other guys, this and that. And my hair is so ridiculous, you guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, so it led to her flirting with other guy friends that her girls, basically her girlfriends, her friends, were only interested in talking with. And I felt like that pissed me off the most. It really did, because I felt like I had a chance with talking to these guys, and of course, fourth time's the charm, because that was my husband, and he's still my husband anyway, but I'll just talk about it more. So first guy that I felt like I was interested, well, I did told her about some crushes of guys that I had before I started talking with female, and it didn't let her to like be interested in that, because it's not like I really talked to them or anything like that, except the water polo guy. But even though I felt like maybe she didn't ruin that, and not on top of that, because when I found out that he came out of the closet, I was like, I didn't feel that bad. But I always felt like maybe she was gonna fuck up the friendship at some point, because yes, I did have a crush on him, but I wanted to like be still be friends with him, because he and I had a lot of things in common, and especially with our love for Britney Spears. So that's why I was like, okay, well, hopefully this bitch does not ruin the friendship with him. And luckily, no. The only thing that got ruined was like all the guys that I've dated, basically. So you already know about the episode about female. You're basically on track. And if not, like I said, go click off of this video. Go watch these 4 episodes that I mentioned already in the beginning of this video, so that way you can catch up. But I'll give you the long story short for this one, was that once she heard that I was talking to female, she tried to get his attention and failed. So I think I mentioned it in that episode where, like, you know, the long story short, I was talking to this guy that I met through my friend Choji, and we were like messaging each other a lot every single day, and it led to us meeting in person, and then it led to like him showing up to the high school to like certain meetings, and then he got to meet like other friends of mine, and I felt like maybe I was kind of jealous at one point, because I was like, I wanted the attention of his attention to myself, which eventually it led to that, because I ended up losing my virginity with him. But after that, I felt like, okay, it was like a one and done deal. That's it. I just don't want nothing to do with him anymore. I felt like I got what I wanted from him, to be honest, but not really. It was just like, once I found out about his baby mama drama, I was like, I'm not gonna be a part of that. And it's like he did not want to let go of me, and he decided, you know what, I'm just gonna let it go and see what happens. And then since then, I have not talked to him at all, you guys, which is a good thing, because it would create some problems between me, him, and my husband. So yeah. Anyway, so for some reason, during this time when I was talking with female, Kay was also interested in him, and she kind of was like almost physical with the guy. And I do not know if like they actually kissed or something at one point. I am not sure, you guys. It's just that if you know the full details on that, is that he's a little bit older than me, and she was jailbait at the time, so he could have went to jail at any point just for even trying to be a little bit physical with her. But the rules, I don't know, it didn't apply that much back then, and it wasn't really enforced till probably after I graduated from high school. So yeah, so a lot of people still are surprised that, like, I can't believe you lost your virginity to a registered sex offender. And I was like, yeah, like that was not a really good time for me. But I had no idea about his past. I felt like he hid that a lot from friends, and when I found out the truth about it, I was like, okay, yeah, he is a registered sex offender. I saw what I saw in that bedroom, and that was it. So yeah. But yeah, so for some reason, when I was talking with female, that was the only ever time that Kay was interested in talking to him. And then when I stopped talking to him, she also lost interest on him. It was so fucking weird. And this was a cycle with the next 3 guys. So she did the same way with Asshole and Bobble. And she lost interest once I broke up with them, leading to her being even more flirtatious when it came to Blake, which he immediately rejected her when she got to message him through Facebook. So yeah. So I've already explained it in those episodes also. But when it came to Asshole, before I started dating him, 2 other girls were interested in him, and I was gonna let them have their chance with him. But at that time also, they were jailbaits. They were under 18 years old. They were minors. So he decided, heck no, I didn't want to catch case or nothing like that. And then plus, he had more of a crush on me than anything else. So basically, like, he was waiting for me to basically like either ask him out or something like that. And eventually I caved in. I really did. I caved in. I started dating him, and then it didn't last that long anyway. It led me to like break up with him and then go with Bobble. And so that kind of like what happened with Kay was that she was interested in for so long. And so for her jealousy to take over and try to flirt with him while I was dating him, I was just like, okay, so then something is wrong with this bitch, basically. And then so as soon as I stopped talking to Asshole, she immediately stopped talking to him, or at least tried to. And then she ended up, and then when she heard about Bobble, that was a whole fucking like can of worms to open up with, because she was still like maybe 16, 17 at the time. And yeah, she was still jailbait, this and that. And let's just say, like, there was a lot of rumors that led to, you know, what happened. All I can tell you is that I've already explained it in that video, but like, long story short, me and my friends, we keep making fun of him time and time again, and I honestly believe like he should be in jail for what he did. And because I know it was illegal and everything, because all I know is that I know she got in trouble for it due to her parents finding out, this and that, or if not, her sister Shay actually, you know, whatever. Anyway, all I know is that at some point while I was dating Bobble, she ended up sending nudes to him. And I remember for the longest time, there was a lot of stuff that was going on in that relationship that led to, you know, a lot of manipulation of my feelings. So I felt like I didn't know how to process it that very well. And then when I tried to, it was just like, okay, the relationship was already over. And so I felt like I basically got heartbroken, this and that. And then and basically I was just like, you know what, I just wanted to forget it and this and that. And then I found out some other stuff that happened with between those two. It was just mainly like them sending nudes, and then there was a lot of suggestive text messages also. And then eventually she lost interest in him because I broke up with him. And so she decided, okay, so I wonder who's going to be the next guy I'm going to be flirting with. And of course, the next one was Blake. But she didn't message him until he got to my family in California. Like, he started living with my family in California back in 2012. Like I said, there's an episode of like how I met my husband and everything. You can go ahead and click off this video, watch that video, and then you can catch up to speed on this one. So yeah, so it led her to just be like a fucking bitch also again, to flirt with Blake. And this time he actually rejected her for sure, because the other guys I felt like did not reject her, and that's what made her like have leeway into like flirting with these guys. And she knew, like, at that time was like, well, they're just dating, so it's not like they're gonna go anywhere serious. Well, I was trying to make it into like a more of a serious relationship with these three individuals, and it just never went the way that I thought it was gonna go. So I thought, well, fourth time's the charm, which was my husband now, and that worked. And because we're still together as of today, we recently like celebrated 15 years together that we known each other that long. And then of course this year was like our 6th year anniversary, our wedding anniversary. So we've been together for that long, you guys. So yeah. And so as soon as my husband rejected her, basically she just became hostile. She became more flirty. She was a little bit more aggressive. Like, I don't know, like she just changed. She really did. I felt like all these guys that supposedly really liked her, and then she turned out no. Like, I just didn't like her because it was like maybe a kink to her, maybe. I am not sure. I have no idea why. Maybe she did genuinely like these guys and she's just not being truthful, because she's never told me if she did or not. Because I felt like as soon as I stopped talking with female, and like she stopped talking to him, and then it was like this really weird cycle with the other three guys. So I was just like, okay, I don't know why she was like that. But anyway, but yeah, eventually she got to date Braces after a birthday party she threw that I got invited to, and which I felt happy to go. So yeah, so I think I talked about it recently too, about this guy. And but hopefully I can elaborate more on this one too. So Braces, he shares the same name, same first name as Asshole. So just to let you guys know. And so I kept calling him his first name often, but I was like, I'm not gonna dox his name, so I'm just gonna go with this nickname Braces, because he's always had braces throughout almost the entire time that I've known him. And I met him through Kay, and the only reason why was because like she had a crush on him, this and that. And yeah, so at one point, we became friends, quickly became friends at one time in summer school, and he was obsessive of me, which led to Kay being mad at me and flirting with those guys. So yeah, that was actually a reason why she was actually flirting with Female, and then Asshole, Bobble, and my husband Blake, was because apparently when she found out that the longest crush that she's ever had in her entire life was like not liking her, and she thought that I was the reason that he did not like her. No, honey, no. The only reason is that I treat him like a human being, and apparently he mistook that as me liking him, and I decided no. I was like, I gotta end this right now. So, but he was still like, Braces was still like talking to me often. Like it's like he was eager to talk, you know. And like, so I never gave him my phone number or nothing, but he did reach out to me on Facebook Messenger at one point saying like, hey, I'm gonna have a birthday party, can you come? And I said, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna go. So I ended up going to that birthday party. Kay ended up baking a birthday cake for him. It was delicious, and it was just really fun times, you know. And I just had so much fun. And then at one point, she had the courage to ask him out on his birthday. Eventually, he said yes. And the only reason why I felt like he said yes was because I rejected him at one point. And it was not like an obvious rejection or anything, but it was just like he kept talking about certain subjects with me during that time in summer school, and then like and times after that. And then I felt like, I guess he, like I said, he mistook my kindness with I guess me flirting with him at some point. I don't know, but all I know is that he got really, really flirty, and I decided to mention other guys' names, and then that was the end of that. Because once he started to know that I was dating these other guys, it led him to like, oh, so I don't have a chance with her, okay? And so he basically, quote unquote, settled with Kay. But yeah, they, once Braces and Kay got to date, they were a cute couple and did everything together. They did. Like, I think they were both each other's first kisses. That's what I remembered, and I thought that was so cute. But lo and behold, his mom did not approve of her at all. I felt like she never really approved of anybody. Only certain people. And when I came to that birthday party, I was expecting for his mom to be a bitch, and I was going to be like, okay, if you're gonna treat me like crap, especially in your own home, I'm not gonna hold back. No. She was very, very lovely to me, even lovelier than the other people that were at the party, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on? And so apparently Braces talked about what happened, and so she's like, okay, so she's not really interested in my son. Okay, cool. You know, like, I'm just gonna be really nice to this girl since she's not flirting with my son. And I'm like, girl, I don't think nobody wants your son at this point, but the only one that wants him, it's this girl right here, which is my friend Kay at the time. So yeah. So lo and behold, like, it's just, she was being a little bit more like basically like a helicopter mom, I want to say. I'm sorry to say that, but it's just that his time was mainly with her. They went to like Disneyland together. They went to like baseball events together. They did a lot of stuff together, where his schedule did not clash very well with Kay. So they broke up a few years later. This is what I wrote. And it was shocking because he told me he really liked her a lot. I don't know why, but after a while, I felt like when I got to talk to him one-on-one during Messenger, after they broke up, I was like, what was the reason why they really did broke up? And then, like, they never really said, like, I reached out to both of them at the time. Nobody really said the actual truth. They just said it was a mutual breakup. And I was like, okay, I feel like that's a lie. I feel like his mom convinced him to break up with her because of the scheduling, this and that. And then probably she spread rumors about Kate cheating on him, which I felt like that was not true. And then I heard rumors from her that he was probably cheating on her because on the times that he was supposed to be like with his mom, he was with somebody else. And I was just like, I don't know. I tried my best to like be a really good friend to cheer her up, but you know, it wasn't really going that way anyway. So I only talked to Kay a few times until I moved to Texas, and then she and I are just Facebook friends, which is that true. I felt like once she found out that I was going to be moving to Texas, and then of course she moved also, which I'm not going to dox the city that she is in right now, but I remembered like not that long after that she graduated from high school, she ended up moving to this city. And then like she rarely hangs out with anybody, and if she does, it's like her coworkers that she's made, or just certain friends that are in Ontario and this and that. So yeah, so and on top of that, okay, I was gonna say, what else did I wrote down on here? My bad. Kay had beef with everybody because of the way that she was, and it led her to not getting invited to hangouts. And that's true. I felt like at one point when we started actually did invite her after high school for a lot of stuff, a lot of people really liked her, and then a lot of people did not, especially my friend Jaws. And I felt like Choji only tolerated her because it was like a new face in the group and this and that. And of course, just like everybody else, he probably got annoyed at one point of like how emotional she got, or how the way that she treated other people and this and that. And so I felt like, okay, I know this friend is not going to last that long. And that's what really happened. And not only that, because I felt like after a certain year, everybody just went their separate ways. They ended up getting jobs. They ended up having kids. They started getting really busy in their lives, this and that. And so, yeah, she shows up to, excuse me, she shows up to this person's name, which I'm not going to dox his name. I'm just going to say Vocals. That's his nickname. To the birthday parties. And my friend Ace will mad dog her to her a lot if she shows up to the parties. So yeah, she ended up moving to this city after high school, and then hasn't been in other hangouts since. And yeah, so a lot of it was like I said, a lot of good memories with her, a lot of bad memories and stuff. It's just that it was a shame that she actually let like this breakup really affect her. And I'm like, I know you've had a crush on this dude for so many years, but like there's just so much more to life than just like that, you know. And I did felt like at that one point, you know, like I felt like it was the end of the world when it came to like the guy that I was dating before my husband. And then once I got to know my husband and actually started actually you know, getting to know him and stuff, I was just like, okay, this guy is different. And I started falling in love with him. You know, you know, he became my boyfriend, fiance, and then married to me, and then we've been together since. We've been through so much together, blah blah blah. And so I felt like I basically knew what true love is, and I felt like she might have a taste of that, and then so that's why she was devastated, and she let that made her become bitter and some other stuff, which sadly I'm like, that was a lot of the downfall when it came to other friendships with the other people that we've met. And yeah, but a lot of it was good. I wrote down, I still remember the pool parties she threw with the girls when we used to be friends. After what happened with Ace, I decided to not talk to her and only through FB birthday notifications. Yeah, but the pool parties were actually fun. Like in this apartment complex that she was in before she moved to like, you know, the city that I'm not going to say because I don't want to dox her. It was really fun. She invited Kitty, Ace, and then of course like her sister was there too, Shay. And so yeah, it was pretty fun. We had a lot of good conversations during those pool parties. We talked about boys, we talked about life, we talked about jobs, and then college and all that other stuff. And so we had like a really good sesh of talking. But even then, after the end of the day, I was like, okay, I gotta go back home. I gotta go, you know, just hang out with my family, hang out with other friends during that time, because I remember like there was a time where I did like 2 hangouts a day, which is very ridiculous because I felt like once I got done with hanging out with like a certain group of people, I always made time for Choji and Jaws. So it was just really ridiculous, but like it was pretty fun anyway. So yeah, but after what happened with Ace, yeah, I decided not to talk to her. And it was like, yes, I am choosing a side because Ace is my best friend. And I felt like what she went through when it came to Kay, I felt like, oh, so you hurt my best friend. Oh, we have a fucking problem here, you know? And so I decided not to talk to her no more. And not only that, I felt like she was the one who made that decision for me. Because ever since, like, she started spreading rumors, because I think I wrote that down, right? Yeah. She used to spread rumors of the guys in me, leading to me not regretting to end the friendship with her. And then, of course, she has a sister named Shay, which I mentioned before, that I talk to her every few months, and it's a pleasure to talk with. So, yeah. And that's the last things that I wrote down in that. So, let me go explain the last 2. So, she used to spread rumors of the guys in me. So, yeah. So, at one point, I had some other friends reach out to me saying that like, hey, I found out that so-and-so and you are fucking or whatever. And I'm like, where the fuck did this rumor came from? And I want to know who said it. And they never wanted to admit it to me who they were, because they were like, I don't want you to like be mad at this person. And I'm like, bitch, I'm already getting mad just because you mentioned this rumor to me. So who the fuck was it? And so once they told me that it was Kay, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go reach out to her. The many times that I reached out to her and then she would deny every single time. And it just made me mad even more, because I felt like maybe she was either caught in the process or she was dealing with some bullshit during the time. And then she didn't want to, like, you know, address the fucking rumors or whatever. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go for the next best thing. I was like, hey, you guys, I'm gonna go talk to Shay, which is like his sister or her sister. I went to reach out to her. She immediately told me the truth that yes, it was my sister that spread those rumors, and I cannot believe you guys went through it. And I was like, thank you for telling me the truth, because your dumbass of a sister didn't want to tell me nothing. I don't know what the fuck is going on with her, but you know, she hurt my best friend, and I can't tolerate that. I was like, we're supposed to get along with each other, and this stupid bitch wanted to like hurt my best friend. I'm like, And I just remember Ace telling me about these rumors, and then that was what brought up the conversation with her in the first place to actually make the video of this, basically, and make her the subject of this video. And then, of course, a conversation that I had with a previous friend that was kind of like the coincidence of me making this video. I was talking to both of them about this person, and then was just like, oh, you know, you need to talk about her. And of course I will, and that's why I'm doing this video. But Ace was telling me so many things that happened between those two that led to the downfall of the friendship, and that's why they're no longer talking to each other. And even if she did apologize, or Kay apologizing to my friend Ace, it was still not going to be a good friendship anyway, because the damage is done. She moved on, and that's it. And even if you try to be friends with Ace, that's it. Like, it's just like a one and done deal. Because recently also, a mutual friend of hers, also, she had to end that friendship there too, was because of what happened back in December. And I'm not going to disclose any details because I don't have permission to say that, but all I can tell you that it was pretty bad, and it affected my friend Ace so much that she just decided, no, I'm just going to end the friendship there. And I was very surprised that she did, because a lot of people did not like this guy. And she was the only one that was like, you know what, I'm going to give him a chance to be friends with him. And they were like the closest of friends. They were like literally like Bonnie and Clyde, you know, the ride or die. And all of a sudden one incident happened, and then that was the end of that. I was like, okay, so I gotta know what the fuck happened here. And then so the conversation led to Kay. And then I was like, oh yeah, so I learned more about what happened between those two. And then it made kind of like the decision a little bit better for me. I know it's like very high schoolish or something like that, but it's just that when one best friend hurts another best friend, that's the end of that. That's the end of my line. I fucking hate that. I really do. And I lost a lot of good friendships along the way because of that. And a lot of them did walk out of my life just because of those decisions. And I was just like, good. Like, I felt like they never came back. And I don't want them to come back just because of that decision. And the ones that I did walk out on their lives, do I regret it? No. But I feel like with Kay, and if you're like watching this video, and you're kind of like pissed off at me for making this type of video or whatever, I really don't fucking care, because I felt like I have been wanting to make this video for such a long time. And you know, it's just a shame that whatever happened between you and Ace, it's just, that was the end of the friendship. And you know, she's a good person. She really is. She changed so much since that happened. And I know you did too, but I felt like you got worse the end of it. And yeah. And if you decide to not be my friend no more, you want to delete me off of Facebook, that is up to you, honey. That is really is. Because the only reason why I kept you as a friend on Facebook was because I thought maybe eventually you would want to talk to me and this and that. And you haven't reached out to me or nothing. Only on your birthday post, you only said thank you. And that was the only time we ever had communication since I moved to Texas. And then plus, you're like, I don't know if you're still bitter about it. Maybe you got over it, which I hope you did. And like I said, there was a lot of rumors about you that I had to dispel just because of what happened during your past. And I do hope for the best for you, but still, like, you hurt my friend Ace, and there was a lot of shit going on between you two, and I have to choose her side because she's the only one that really does talk to me and stuff. Like, I would love to hear your side of the story on this, but sadly you never told me. Your sister was the one who told me, and so I felt like, okay, that made my decision even better. So that's why we're only like Facebook friends, and that's it. And And I would love to remain on neutral ground when it comes to this, but like I said, you hurt my best friend, man. Like, she's one of my best friends, and I'm sorry. You just can't do that no more. One and done deal. So yeah, so if you decide to delete me off of Facebook, I'm fine with it. I don't fucking care. Like, I've lost a lot of good friends and a lot of good people. And do I regret it? No. And I feel like this friendship that you developed back in the past with me, and if you decide to just end it and this and that, I'm not going to regret it. Maybe you will, but I'm not going to. Because I'm like, nobody hurts a friend of mine, especially like a really good friend of mine, a best friend, and get away with it. So yeah. So now you're forever in like this world of bitterness. And I don't think, I don't want to like just say much more than that. But it's just that if you do end up with the right person, you do end up dating somebody that's right for you, I hope they see everything about you and they still accept you for who you are. Because not all of us are perfect, of course. I have my own flaws. But I at least ended up with somebody that accepted me with those flaws. And I hope you do too. And I hope for everybody else out there too. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to end this video here. That's going to be my last thoughts on that. And I'm just pissed off now. I feel like I am mad because of the way that I said that, but it was really true, you guys. It's just so much shit going on in the background. I wish I could like dispel more, but I feel like I don't know the full details of it. I only know what I know, and that's why I'm saying it on here. But all I know is that when this K person spread all these rumors about everybody else, I was just like pissed off because I would never ever spread rumors about her. And if it was, really good things about her. A lot of it was good because I felt like the most that I ever spread about was like, she's really good at baking. I've tried a lot of her baked goods. It is so delicious. And yet, like, a lot of the good that I have said to her, if for some reason it turned into bad in her mind, I don't know why. It's just so fucking stupid. I'm like, nobody's out to get you at all. And if they were, you would be in torment every day. And right now you're just in a peaceful life like I am. I'm now peaceful. This is what I wanted in life. I wanted to be in a peaceful life. And I felt like if I continue to somehow just stay in California in a way where I was still continuing this type of toxic friendship, relationship, whatever, it's not going to end really well for you, basically. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to go now. I am going to concentrate on finishing my laundry because I remember hearing the dryer go off before I recorded this video, and then I gotta go make me some crab legs. So because Blake bought me those crab legs a while back, and I just remembered about them just the other day, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go do them. I never did them, and then I'm gonna go do them today. I'm gonna have that for my lunch. He gave me some ideas to eat with this, so all I'm gonna do is like save him some crab legs and some other food side items that will go with this. So yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna go now. This has been a very long video. Thank you for sticking with me this long. I also, like, I forgot to mention also that I have wrote down like maybe 3 more episodes of certain stuff. Yes, there's 3 more episodes. I don't know when they're gonna come out, but all I know is that after having this conversation with these 2 friends about Kay, it gave me an idea to wrote down like 3 more of these episodes down. So expect those 3 episodes sometime soon. I don't know if they're going to be back to back. They're going to be in between of each other or even like months apart. I am not sure. But all I know is that as soon as I got done talking with Ace and my other friend, which I still haven't gotten a nickname for her yet, I'm going to see if I can ask her and see if I could dispel that. And then just write it down on my trusty notebook so that way I will never remember. Because if I say her real name, I feel like everybody is going to know who that is. And then they're just going to bother her about it. And I don't want her to get doxxed. So yeah, that's why I give people nicknames on these type of episodes. So nobody can get doxxed and nobody can reach out to these people and this and that. So yeah, anyway. So yeah, expect more episodes, and then I have some other ideas of other videos that I need to catch up on anyway. And so hopefully now that I have more memory on my phone, I'll be able to do that. I'm just surprised this video has went on this long. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go now. So hopefully you guys have a lovely day and a lovely week, and then see you guys next week. All right, bye everyone.